This is Van Electric Ghost, and this is episode 147, Deep Drown in Blue. And over the weekend, we got back into recording with our normal hardware synths. When I say normal, the ones we've been recording ever since we started becoming involved in SoundCloud back in 2008. So we always had our Juno GI from Roland. And in the last couple of years, we got the Moog DFAM and the Mother 32. So what we did with this track is we went back and did some, 80s synthwave, new romantic style recording. So we worked up a song, and initially the first version of the song was called Dream Drown in Blue. And then we just created Drown Deep Blue, which we think is really the final version. Of the first version of the song, we had a lot of effect processing on the voice, and you couldn't really discern what Josephine was saying. You could kind of hear she's saying Drown in Blue, but it was really obscured by the effects. And from a sound painting standpoint, it gave us the feel of the songs. It was like the demo. And we liked the feel of it. So I went out and I was Ubering, and I listened to it a lot and decided to, get rid of all the heavy processing on the effects and make it so you could discern what Josephine was saying. So the idea of this song is Josephine Electric is the lead singer of the band Phantom Electric Ghost. She is a creation a character I created, and she has a sister named Stephanie. And this, and she also has kind of a rival named Mediterranean Blue, who is a character from a play we did, like a rock opera called September Burned the World Down. Mediterranean Blue is this woman that's like supposed to be unbelievably beautiful, but she's kind of like a siren in Greek mythology, and then she has this kind of sadness about her that kind of draws people in. And so in this song, Mediterranean Blue and Josephine Electric are both in love with this Rooftop Dude. Is another character I created from a project called Rooftop Dude and Analog Girl. The Rooftop Dude is this guy who's just really like a player, and he's very enticing, and he's got a lot of different love interests. And now Josephine and Mediterranean Blue are both going after the same guy. And then Josephine basically says, maybe I should really be in love with Mediterranean Blue and just dump this guy and leave him in California and let him go get screwed. So she's kind of pointing out that they're both kind of drowning in this melancholy because they're going after the same guy. They're both in love with the same dude, and maybe they should stop, chasing him and be in a romance with just themselves. That's the whole backdrop of the song. And in the first version, you couldn't really discern that, other than there was this like sonic painting kind of Michael Stipe kind of, you can't really tell what I'm saying. And it was on purpose. I was playing with the atmospheric nature of Bandmix 1 performance mixer with some heavy digital delay, and I was using the VT4. I really like the VT4 voice I got for Josephine here. I think she's very feminine in this version. It doesn't sound Camille-like, even though Camille is a big inspiration. I wanted her to have a real feminine lead vocal for this song, and I believe I was able to really truly get it with the VT4. And I was very happy with the way it came out. So that's what this song is, and it's using the DFAM from the drummer from Another Mother for the basic rhythm tracks that we put down, and then we played with the filters and the oscillators going between 1 and 2 oscillators, and that's a good way of playing with the DFAM, and we also play with the ladder filter on it while we continuously recorded it into a Zoom R24. So those are the basic backing tracks. And then we also have a Moog Mother 32 sequence running through a Make Noise not Morphogene, but a Maths module. and then we manually are manipulating the maths module to change a sequence on the mother. So the mother is running a sequence, and then we're playing with the maths Eurorack module, which is a utility module, and we're able to sonically kind of mold the sounds coming off the mother. And then we also are playing with the ladder filter on the Mother 32 and the pulse width modulation, moving it up and down the range to get the different sounds coming off the mother. And then the main chord arrangement is coming off a Juno GI, and it's like an 80s poly synth patch, polyphonic synth patch that's kind of, it seems like it comes from a 106 or inspired from a Juno, 6 or Jupiter 8. So that's the sound we're using for the chord arrangement, which is purposely got this kind of new wave, late 80s, early 90s feel, because I'm a big proponent of that. It shows my age, but that's what the most of this, the whole depth of this song is, to try to bring this kind of new wave, new romantic synth feel with the full chords with polyphonic synth. And we see today there's a lot of interest in polyphonic analog synths. This is using the Juno GI, which has like 1,300 sounds built into it. It's not fully analog, but it's got digital representation of a lot of Jupiter sounds and Juno sounds in it. So I use it a lot. Then the other couple of songs we have here are from the next project we're working on. And this project is the next album I'm going to put through Landar. And right now we're tentatively calling it, which I'm probably trying to look up what the name of the album is, because I'm always changing my titles. But this is called Three Things a Lonely Fuck Shouldn't Do. And that title track comes from a song we kind of reworked. That's a really older song. It's probably from 2008, 2009, that we finally added lyrics to, and that's the title track, Three Things a Lonely Fuck Shouldn't Do. So these songs are going on to this project, which will be available as a download only streaming project. And the other songs that we have on here are Alpha Dominant, which is a Teenage Engineering OPZ song. We did the whole thing on the OPZ. We used the VT4 for the vocal. And we find that the OPZ is just amazing. It's just got a lot of capability. And now we see that Teenage Engineering is coming out with full analog pocket Eurorack synths that you come as kits, kind of like a Moog Workstat. And they've got this 400 model that's very interesting. It's like a $500 analog synth. It seems like it's not a poly synth. It looks like it's a monophonic, but I'm not sure. It's not. It doesn't say that it's monophonic. It says it's a 3 oscillator machine, so I'm not sure if it's paraphonic or if we can do what the polyphony on it is. Because they're saying they have a monophonic synth, and they say they have this kind of beast of a synth, the 400, which has 3 analog oscillators, and it comes in a kit with like sheet metal that you have to bend, and then you have to put the modules into it. I think it's got like 15 modules you got to build into it. I think it runs on batteries. It's the CV-based Eurorack, so I think through the VCA you can connect it. We have a Eurorack, a 6U, so we bring it in. We can bring it into the multiple ways we can bring it in. We can bring it in through the Morphogene. We can bring it in through the mass module. We can bring it in through our Pittsburgh 2x4 mixer. But we already have like all the inputs on the mixer already used, but we could just, I think we bring it in through the mass module might be the easiest way to bring it in. Because I can bring in multiple inputs into the mass module and then have that coming through the Eurorack. But it's just a really cool idea. I'm not sure if they're going to implement any kind of USB, but there are Eurorack modules that can take a CV signal and turn it into MIDI. And one of those, the question is the OPZ, what's the integration with the OPZ with these new hardware synths that they're making? We know that there's supposed to be a CV MIDI module for the OPZ, but what's interesting is they've actually built a keyboard module for these pocket modular synths from Teenage Engineering. So it seems like, well, the OPZ would be a good keyboard, but it looks like they've already done it. And the OPZ doesn't have CV natively yet. It doesn't have that module out yet, so I see why they probably built that separate thing. But it would be interesting once the CV module comes out for the OPZ to see if you could control it and then also use that the MIDI capability on the new module it's supposed to come out to bring all that sound into as a MIDI channel through like USB MIDI, because the OPZ has a USB connector and I'm not sure if it's actually enabled for MIDI. It doesn't look like it. Well, maybe it is. It is actually enabled for MIDI, so maybe drop that because you can't actually connect it through the USB. So the question was, can you take the USB connection, which is like a C or B? I always forget. I think it's a C. Connect that to something like I guess you could bring it into like an MX1 mixer through the USB input, and then have that signal come in. And if you have the CV module, you can take those analog modules and have that come in as well. So that's another method. But let's get into the other songs. So Alpha Dominant, it's out there. It's in this podcast. It's basically Josephine saying, you're kind of stuck in this cage. You could be all the rage if you could get out of that cage. And the cage is your own making, your own kind of dark dungeon you've put your soul into. And if you could get out of it, you could be alpha dominant. You could be on top. You could be the top, woman or man on the scene. And that's what that song is about. And then Pain Submission Blues is an OPZ song. Well, maybe not. I think the Pain Submission Blues, is actually, I think it is OPZ, but I always forget. We play it for a second. Yeah, Pain Submission Blues is an OPZ song. But we're not sure if we're going to put this track on the album. Because we liked it when we recorded it, but we don't know. It seems like it might be not finished. So it's like this is an example of a demo. I'm actually gonna tag it as a demo. It's not necessarily gonna go on the record because I've been playing with what I tend to do is I put the soundtrack for the record. I put the playlist out on SoundCloud and kind of put it out there and see what kind of impact we get. And then I can figure out what the length of the album would be because I can look at then it will give me the full count of the minutes for the length of the project. I can kind of get the feel for what it's going to sound like, listen to it, and then I'll publish it on Landar and it will go out to all the streaming services, or I'll put it on TuneCore if I want it to be a CD, or go out to Digger's Factory if I want it to be a vinyl. That goes into our first vinyl record is on Digger's Factory Records. It's Dark Ghost Volume 1. It's $24. It's on pre-order. It's a 2 vinyl album. And then we have our next record, which is going to be on Amazon.com. And that's The Flower That Blooms at Midnight in a Tomb. And then we have Wretched Symphony No. 8, which is already out on all the streaming services. So you can pick that up right now. If you check it out, we've got promotional campaign for CIN Pals. You can win $500 if you go out there. There's a telephone number that we're going to provide, and check it out, and we'll talk to you later. This is Fam Electric Ghost, and our supporter, CIN Pals, is having a promotional contest where you can win $500. You just have to call them at 786-562-7601. If you call them at 786-562-7601. You can also email CIN Pals at cinpalsinfo@gmail.com. cinpalsinfo@gmail.com. And their website is www.cinpals.com. Again, CIN Pals, a new type of social network, is having a promotional contest, and you can win $500. Check out CIN Pals at www.cinpals.com or call them at 786-562-7601. That's 786-562-7601. Email again is cinpalsinfo@gmail.com. cinpalsinfo@gmail.com. Thank you.
Way down in blue, we're both be your own enemy. You yourself, you set yourself free. You yourself to be me. What if you yourself to be enemy of redoing me? You yourself could be the enemy of redoing me. You yourself could be the enemy of redoing me. You yourself could be the enemy of redoing me. Get out the cage. Too brave. You get out the cage. Don't be my sonic disgrace. Don't tune that in. Oh, you never turn a page. Look at it like you laugh. They all you see is fear. All you see is the fear. That's all you are, but all you see, all you hear. It's all around your head. You can get all coming down you. You're the only one in the picture. You can be you. It's jail. Out but down. They could all be your day. Down but down. Who's the slave? Who's the master? Maybe look at the past. See your past. Share all that. Look at the past. Share all that. Look at the past. Share all that. Alpha dominant. You ride public. Alpha dominant. Forever.